In this segment, we're going to be discussing voicemail options in Microsoft Teams. With Microsoft Teams direct routing, voicemail can be provided by the phone system, i.e. Vonage, or you also have the option to use the Microsoft Teams voicemail option, and depending on your use case, would determine how you would use it. Microsoft best practices state that if you're leveraging a direct routing solution like Vonage, that you should let the Vonage system handle that voicemail. The reason for this is quite simple. If I was the member of a call group in Vonage and I have Teams set as my voicemail and I'm on vacation and I've signed out of my Microsoft environment, when the call rings into the group, instead of ringing the entire group of users to allow them to answer the call, my Microsoft Teams is going to pick up that voicemail because I'm no longer signed in. If you took Microsoft out of the equation and use that same scenario, and I'm a user on the Vonage system, and I have my ring timer set for 5 seconds, and everyone else in the group is set for 20 seconds, my extension is going to pick up that phone first and put it into voicemail rather than allowing the other people a chance to answer the call. It's a similar scenario. So as long as you have that aware and your users stay logged into Teams, you don't have to worry about the Microsoft Teams system hijacking the call and not allowing your other users to answer. The only exception to that rule would be if for some reason Microsoft Teams was down and you weren't able to sign into the environment, in which case, if all people in your environment are using Microsoft Teams, it would not matter. It would simply go to voicemail. But let's go ahead and take a look at the options. In Microsoft Teams, I can click on my settings and go to calling. And right now I have it set to do nothing, which means the calls are going to ring through. And if I don't pick up in Teams, the Vonage system is going to handle how that operates. So if I go ahead and place that call into the system, and I'm going to reject that call when it pops up.
The person you are trying to reach is on the phone.
And the Vonage system is picking that up.
At the tone. Press
This is a test voicemail message on a rejected call from Microsoft Teams. And I've hung up the call, and you'll see here it's not going to show up. I will get the voicemail to email option, which is enabled for that user in Vonage. And I'll be able to look at that in my email and see that I got a message and play that message back through the email. But now I want to go in and I want to enable the Microsoft option. And instead of having it set to do nothing, I'm going to have it use voicemail. And I've already configured my voicemail messages to say, Robert is unavailable. Please leave a message after the tone. So now I'm going to make that same call. And this time when it pops up, I'm going to reject the call again.
Robert is not available. Please leave your message. Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up or press the pound key for more options.
This is a test voicemail into the Microsoft voicemail system. This is only a test. Please call me back. And once I hang up that call, we'll give it a minute here for it to show up in the system. And you can actually filter this by clicking on voicemails if you want to just click on voicemails to filter the system. And you'll see here, this is a test voicemail into Microsoft voicemail system. I have the ability to play it back, and I can see this from my mobile or from my web app or my desktop app. So those are really the options that you have available to you. On the next segment, we will be discussing call parking in Teams.